All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is, it's straight up energy reading. It's a reading with me. You probably saw that from the graphic, but it's kind of a cool one, I think. I did it. I cut the deck before I hit record, and I shuffled for a pre-shuffle here. It's pretty much sort of what I feel in the energy. We're kind of in one of my favorite places right now, energetically. We're in the in-between, sort of. It's not a true in-between. There are some things going on. There are some influences affecting the core energies. But right now, I'm pulling this right on top of the peaking energy of the 12-12. And just before Mars changes signs, and just before we get that new moon that's rolling in, I'll be pulling on all that next week. This is an interesting read. Surface energy, Four of Wands. Nice card, right? Four of Wands is pretty cool. I like this. Yeah, it's a new path. It's somebody asking you to marry them, or it could be a new path, a happy new beginning. We could phrase it that way. It's a conversation that goes surprisingly well. It can be that. It's crossed by the Six of Swords. It's everything I just said. It's nice. I also have the Nine of Cups. It's beautiful. I also have the Three of Pentacles. It's beautiful. This is the beautiful portion of our pre-shuffle. Everything comes to you. I won't say everything. Things come to you effortlessly in this energy right now. Well, I would say between now, gosh, probably until Mercury changes signs. I would say, which has happened at the beginning of January. So I would say for the rest of the month, I would say there's sort of an effortless flow. But again, like I tell you, energy is always a double-edged sword. That effortless flow that brings things to you effortlessly also, and there you are, the Queen of Pentacles. You're attracting things. Also can take them away very quickly. All right, it can all turn bad very quickly. I suspect you want to avoid right now, between now and the end of the month, a sense of entitlement. That's probably why that Queen of Pentacles is coming in. It's a soul-nurturing energy. Generally, it's very balanced. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't have a real sense of entitlement, per se. But in close proximity to this kind of energy here, maybe a little bit could set in. Taking things for granted, we could say, maybe. Be careful about taking things for granted, because conversations will happen. Things will go surprisingly well. Even family get-togethers that usually go like shit around the Christmas time, you might be surprised. You're like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad, right? Again, things can turn quickly. That event that went well, then, that's terrific. If you put an energy out of cockiness or anything like that, the phone might ring, and then it goes bad after the fact, kind of a thing, right? So anyway, things come to you effortlessly, but they also flow out equally as effortlessly and quickly. So try to avoid any kind of thing like that. I got somebody attached to you here. I'm pulling on it. I like to tell you about that, but I'll talk about the pre-shuffle in relation to somebody attached to you that wants to be more inclusive. I'll phrase it like that. I'm asking the energy if I can phrase it like that, not you, but they want to be more inclusive. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know, if they play a singular sport, now they want to play a team sport. I don't know. I have no idea, But maybe they want to make you a part of their life. Maybe they want to talk to people around them and say, hey, I'm making Steve's viewer a part of my life. I don't know. They want to do something more inclusive. Okay. It's fine. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see where we go. First card out's before the cuts. Why the fuck are we here? All right, so we talked about the pre-shuffle, right? I mean, it's good information to have, because we can get a little cocky when things go easy. It's just human nature. It doesn't make you a bad person. I get cocky too. Look at me, I did it. That kind of. But just try to be cool. That's all. Just be cool. Ace of Cups. Don't put an energy of entitlement out in this. That's all. Be careful. Be mindful of the energy you're outputting. Okay. Ace of Cups is why the fuck we're here. Again, somebody wants to be more inclusive. They want to share their cup with you. Okay. All right. Fine. I'm not a big proponent of that without some sort of medical report or test results. But especially these days. But at the end of the day, somebody wants to share their cup with you. Let's assume their test results are clean. Okay? Let's just assume it. All right, here we go. Whoa, what? Did you see that? I'm not Penn or Teller. All right, I'm too short to be the tall one and too tall to be the short one. Um, I'm not the hangman reverse just wanted to fly out here for some reason. Somebody very inclusive energy here. Somebody's coming off the fence about you, right? And their intent. Look at that bat. Look how fucking crazy eyed he is. You got somebody with crazy eyes attached to you. Fucking hell, what the hell's going on here? Right? The lion. Well, that was a mountain lion, but they're pretty big too if you ever come across one. That's a big cat. It's a 200-pound cat. Males get up to about 250. It's a big cat. All right, I'm just going to tell you. Anyway, strength card. I have had an encounter. I said a lot of passion. Look how crazy. I showed you the bat, didn't I? I showed you the eyes. It's the same kind of energy here. Somebody wants to be very inclusive with you. This is somebody who, if this is somebody you're already with, like in the boudoir, maybe if they're not real giving toward you, they will be. They want you to have as much fun as they're having. Right? It's a shared thing. Look, I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy, and I got to try and convey this energy in some way. I said somebody who wants to who usually plays a singular sport now wants to play a team sport, right? I mean, the boudoir is kind of a team sport a little bit. You can't just take care of yourself, right? I'm gonna go to the kitchen, baby. You take care of you, all right? All right. I mean, it's not about that. Somebody here, very giving, very give and take care, but a lot of passion. A lot of determination. It's crazy eyes. I'm going to stick with crazy eyes on this one. All right. Let's shuffle the deck. So, again, very odd a character for somebody attached to you. It could just play out for some of you. You get a hell of a gift from them. A stingy relative that you have a soul connection with. Uncle whoever usually gives shitty gifts. Oh, I'm going to get socks again. Gives you something really cool. I mean, I don't know. It could be that too. They want to play more. They want to play more with the group. They want to be more involved. Right? But for most of you, this is a serious love connection, right? I mean, I don't pick up anything nefarious per se, although I hope I do at some point. It'll make the reading a lot more interesting. But I mean, I don't know. People always have motives. It's human nature. I'm not trying to taint the reading. So far, it's somebody who wants to be more inclusive, but people always have hidden motives on some level. There's always, even if there's subconscious drives, let's see where we go. It's a general reading and may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you with Here You Found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. All right, that's it, plain and simple. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. Two of Swords. Hold on a second here. Let's take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at what's fueling this here. It's Two of Swords. Underneath it is Page of Wands, and what else? An Eight of Cups. Yeah, it goes to motive a little bit here. I was kind of close. It's not nefarious. It's nothing real bad. It's just somebody wants to, I don't want to say smooth something over, straighten something out. Somebody wants to turn over a new leaf, and they hope you'll just let them. Can I put it that way? It's not like a deep conversation or something. It's not like you have you're both crying or whatever. And it's not even let bygones be bygones. It's somewhere in between. It's somewhere in between all of that. All right, well, let's pull this out. Let's see where we go here. I'm going to pull a regular reading on this. I'll tell you what, because I need to know more about this connection. This is important to whoever this is. So we got something going on here. Could be an Emperor and Empress, could be a King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Those two connections have been coming up a lot lately. I especially like the King and Queen of Pentacles. That's my favorite in the tarot. Because they're genuine. It's a real, in a certain context anyway. In the context it's been coming up, it has real potential. It's a real couple. You've already shown up as Queen of Pentacles. That's why I mentioned that. Okay, anyway, right here's the energy around your connection with whoever this is. Right here's the 3D energy around this person. Right here's their soul. This is the hidden energy, message from the universe. Red with the energy of your connection. And right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. All right, I can't. But I can tell you which way the energy's flowing. I'll clarify everything through some universe cards at the end. We'll probably extend this. If I do, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I'm always curious about these types of things. This is one quirk of human nature, this need to uh, belong. I kind of have this here. It really it's interesting because I'm basically a hermit. I don't join things. I'm not a joiner. I don't have a need to belong. I don't crave attention. And I get a lot of attention. My wife's endlessly picking on me. For a guy who doesn't like attention, for the fucking hermit, she does the air quotes. For the fucking hermit, everything you do attracts attention. I know. I might as well walk around in a feathered hat and a fluffy fur coat, for God's sake. I know. But anyway, this person here wants to do something nice. What's your connection here? 7 Pentacles. Yeah, it's a tough energy to sort out. It's divine timing. It's harvest time. I think one side of this connection, somebody feels like it's time. The time is right. They just feel like that. It's a harvest time energy. Now is the time. They feel like if they don't do it now, they won't do it, or something's changed in their life that's put them in the right energy. We'll find out more as we pull cards and when we clarify. What are the 3D energies around this person? What's going on in their life? Yeah. So this 9 of Swords. Look, this could be somebody older attached to you. Sometimes you get people that have been very distant in your life, and they get toward the end of their life, and they start thinking, I don't want to die alone. We never do. There's always energies around you. I can tell you, relax. There's always energies around you. You'll find that out real quick if you die in the back of an alley somewhere and you think you're alone. You're not, so you'll be fine. But I can dig it. I understand where this is coming from here. Now, I'm not saying that that's definitely the thing. Just catch my drift. If it makes you feel any better, if you are alone, you won't be alone at that moment. But I've been around enough people. I'm endlessly curious about that aspect of energy. Somebody's very afraid that they've made a mistake, that they've gone the wrong way in their life, but they're worried too much. The 9 of Swords is sometimes nonsense. It's bullshit. Well, not sometimes. Almost always. It's a false sword of Damocles, right? They're worried that the sword's going to fall on their head. They're making up all kinds of things. And again, I talked about crazy eyes. Didn't I, around that bat, that hangman? Look at the crazy eyes on the card. Look what came out. That's why I kept getting this crazy eye. Why do I keep saying crazy eyes? I don't feel like this person's a psychopath. I don't have any fucking devil energy or anything like that. No. They're just over-examining their life, and it's a mistake a lot of people make. Looking at your own actions, your own way of being, and under a microscope too much. Maybe not a microscope, maybe ease into it a little bit. Even with a microscope, you can adjust the lenses to different magnifications, right? Don't start out with the big one. Maybe start out small and work your way up, kind of a thing. Somebody here's starting with the big one, all right? Okay. Look at the color on the table. Gray, gray, gray. I know, right? It's crazy. All right. And my nephew fixed the color and everything. And I don't even have any cards that have any color on them. All right, right here. Their soul is here. It bookends that. Here comes some color. We'll take that. Temperance. Oh, it's beautiful. Look, this is a nice thing. I think somebody's going overboard. Somebody attached to you is examining their life. They're under a lot of anxiety. They feel bad. They don't want to be alone anymore. They don't want to play by themselves. They don't want to be in a relationship that's dead if they're with somebody. I don't know, but there's some sort of angelic energy has come in, rooted in truth. I'm going to say like an archangel, one of the frequencies that make up what the kids like to call Archangel Michael. One of those frequencies in that frequency band of energy has come in and has woken somebody up. Somebody's wakey. All right. And they got a lot of passion. There's a fire in their belly. You want to see it? It's right there. That's the fire. And there is a lot. I'm serious. If this is a person you're currently with, if they usually leave you hanging in the boudoir, they're not going to be. I'll tell you what. All right. They'll give you a lot of attention. All right. Okay. Message from the universe. It's just for a few of you, but it's worth mentioning. Something to get excited about, Anyway, right here. Message from the universe for you. red. It's usually red with 7 pentacles. Today, I'm not so sure. I'm not looking. I don't know. I'm going to be surprised. The star. Wow, this is big deal. This is big stuff. The star comes after a tower in the flow of the cards. We don't always imply that, but often it's one of the few cards that you can imply some things from. And based on the energies that are here in the context I have, I would say there's some sort of tower that's happened in this person's life. It's actually happening in real time. And while they're getting all crazy-eyed, looking at themselves and looking at their life and who they've been and all of that kind of stuff, there's a wish that you've had that's coming true here. Right? There's something, some kind of, the whole thing, it's like a great big coincidence, and we know there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything, I could say everything happens for a reason here. But you're benefiting in a big way here. You're getting, the universe happens to be able to bring you a long-held, something you tried to manifest, I feel like a while ago, with what's red with the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like it was a while ago. And I say that because these are both cards of divine timing. And nothing happens if the energy isn't right for it to happen, right? You could be the most qualified candidate for a job, but if you go interview with a person that's having a bad day, they just found out somebody cheated, or they broke up with somebody, or they're just having a bad day, you probably won't get the job. It doesn't matter how convenient, how qualified you are, or how conveniently located there. You keep mentioning, I could walk to work, so I'll never be late, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. The energy's all wrong. You caught them on a bad day, all right? Catching this energy in a good time. It's just right. The stars have lined up for you to get an old manifestation, something you wanted a while ago. This feels old for you. And I think that's why this person's freaking out, right? I think a little bit. I think that's why I gave you the example. It's just an example, just catch my drift, of somebody who's getting older, right? Who all of a sudden now, I don't want to die alone. I need to start kissing everybody's ass around me, that kind of a thing. We can take that literally, or we could say, oh, Steve's probably picking it up as old energy. And yeah, he is. I think you wanted this a while ago. It just happens to be setting up just right. What's your final outcome? Your potential final outcome. I can't predict free will. You can fuck this up. They can fuck this up. I can fuck this up for you by saying the wrong thing. I can. That's why I'm very careful about what I say. I don't like quick reads. All right? Somebody wrote in once, told me, there's some guy, he just throws cards and he says something right away. You always think about it. Yeah, I do. I think about a lot of things. That's why I'm successful in life. I don't do anything like that. That's dangerous with energy. Energy is tricky. It moves around, it weaves, it ducks, it moves, right? It's like, energy is like fighting a prize fighter, right? You got to be careful. That punch will come from nowhere. I don't do quick reads. I could say the wrong thing and fuck this all up for you. So good for whoever the fuck does that, but they can fuck off, right? I wouldn't do that to you. I would rather think about what I'm going to say first and make sure I got the energy straight. Right here. High Priestess. Oh, shit, you buried this a long time. This is your final outcome. You buried this a long time ago. There's something you don't know. This person's been keeping something from you. And it's part of why they feel like they need to talk to you. Now, don't take this the wrong way, okay? It's just an example. I'm going to say it because it's there. Sometimes this is the type of energy I would get from somebody who's about to cark it, who's just found out they're sick or something along those lines, and they want to get something off their chest. It can be that way, or it can be that they're just fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but they've just suddenly realized that there's some things they want to say, okay? And there's something I'm almost going to say surprising. I don't have a tower, but there's something you don't know that's going to come to the surface. And it changes your view of this person somehow. I don't know yet if this is going positive or negative. If I was going to do a quick read, I'd say it's going negative. If I was going to do a quick read, I'm not, because I don't trust that. I'm not sure. That's why we're going to clarify, and I'm going to continue to think about what I say before I say it to you. All right? I'm going to continue to be responsible. All energy readers, real ones anyway, learn very quickly about reading. We learn the hard way. I learned the hard way. When I was younger, I thought I could read people like that. When I was a teenager, right, I started to get the hang of this little skill set I've been given in this lifetime. Probably had it in the last one too. I used to do that too. Oh yeah, I got you figured out. You're all figured out. You're all figured out. Nah. The surface read is never like, you got to go layers. You got to ask questions. You got to go at least 3 layers to at least figure out if somebody is truly an asshole or not, or if they're truly good or not. You need at least 3 layers, and that takes some digging. That takes some questions. It's not just 1, 2, 3 right in a row. There's winding roads. There's this and that. Well, why are they behaving this way? Why are they like that? It's like a canyon road, right? As the crow flies from the San Fernando Valley here in Southern California to the beach, as the crow flies, it's a quick flight. It's nothing. You get there in a couple of minutes. But as the road winds, if you're going to take the canyon, oh my God, it's 8 miles uphill, 8 miles, 10 miles downhill. It's all winding, this and that. It takes forever. That's reading energy. The quick read is the flyover, is as the crow flies. Oh yeah, I could get there in like 2-3 minutes. No problem. I'll just fly over the canyon. Yeah, great. You got to take the road. All right? Let's go. 7 Pentacles. Why is it here? Let's talk about it. I'm just trying to help you because I know a lot of you pull cards. I know a lot of you throw readings. I want you to be careful. Don't go through the same pitfalls that I had to go through. I can save you some trouble. All right? There's always more to the story than your initial read. Ask some questions. Sit with it. Walk away from the cards for a minute. Come back later. All right? Take another look. What does it make you feel like? All right, here we go. I don't know about you, but my car doesn't fly like a crow. I have to take the road. And it's winding, and it takes forever. God, I know that trip through Malibu Canyon, it feels like it takes for fucking ever. It's like, oh my God. And the ocean, as the crow flies, is pretty much right there. All right, here we go. 7 of Pentacles. Why is it here? Let's see where we go. Look at that, sun. I like that. I like somebody attached to you has a moment of utter clarity, or so they think. I say, or so they think. The energy is just right to make them see something about themselves that they never saw before. Okay. I believe it. I believe this probably, I don't want to say that. It might play, I think this is all building up to the new moon on some level. Anyway, what's on top here? Yeah, the Fool. Why is that here? It's about taking chances, that Fool card. Yeah, 9 swords. See, somebody has clarity. They realize that they took the easy way. They took the safe route. They never took any chances. See, I'm right. They never took any chances. I didn't just trust my read on that. I had to go a little deeper. And when it matches this card, now I understand a lot more. Again, I said they're looking at their life through a microscope. And they're starting with the biggest lens they've got. You know, the most time, 10,000 times magnification, whatever. You should start on 2x, maybe 3x. Take it easy, right? They got to, you know, I think they're overestimating how much they've fucked up a little bit. They're making mountains out of molehills here. But they feel like they need to do something. Yeah, they feel like they need to change their life. I'm going to pull the bridging energy here. It's the world. It's the most powerful card I could pull. You got a very weak divine timing energy that's playing out big for you. This is why the cards came out this way. What I mean is the 7 of Pentacles under here is a divine timing card just like the Star is, but the 7 of Pentacles is minor arcana. You got a lot. This person is, you're almost lucky that they're using the too big of a filter on their microscope. You're lucky that they've gone to a high level first. You're kind of lucky because it's working out to your advantage in a big way. A very small energy is playing out very big for you with big results. I think this is something you'd want to know. My quick read would be it's negative. We'll see. I don't know. In other words, it's like you don't like what you hear. That's the quick read on it. All right. Causes you anxiety. That would be the quick read. I don't think it does. I honestly think if we go deeper that won't be the case because I see all the anxiety on this person's side. And as I flow through it, I get less and less convinced that this is actually going to be a negative for you. I think this might end up being communication, but again, I don't know yet. You have to peel back the layers, right? You have to. All right, here we go. You can think about it this way. Did you ever meet somebody in your life that you initially thought was an asshole and you didn't like them? They were your arch enemy. And then later down the road, as you got to know them, you became friends. I mean, that happens to a lot of people. It's happened to me. It's probably happened to a bunch of you watching. That's exactly the energy I'm describing. The quick read is, this is a prick. I don't like him. I don't like, there's something about this person I don't like. And you're arguing and you're whatever. But if you go a little deeper, you find that probably, in some cases, sometimes those people end up being the best friend you ever had. They end up being top of the pops on your friend list. You know, that's the concept I'm describing to you. I'm just putting hocus pocus on it and saying energy reading. You know, you just reading the vibe. That's all. Everything's energy. Everybody putting out an energy. A room puts out an energy. You ever walk into a room and go, I don't like the feel of this room. Yeah. There you go. Sometimes it just smells bad. Sometimes it's a 3D energy, you know, in real life. It's got a smell to it. Somebody shitting on the floor in here somewhere? What is that? Right? It's a bit of that. What's going on with the Nine of Swords? It all boils back to that old adage, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a card that falls by its cover either. All right. I know everybody wants fast readings here on YouTube, the shorts. Everybody, well, can he make it 2 minutes long? This kind of thing. Fuck off. Honestly, we need to slow down in life in the first place. People fucking crazy town. Everything's got to be this. We losing our grip, people. All right, Page of Cups. It's crossing that. They won't. They realize they don't have love. I don't want to say they want new love. I get it. Somebody's anxious and it's because of this energy, but it's almost like an apology type energy, but I feel like they're apologizing to them. They feel like they owe themselves an apology. And that's making them, that's hurting their ego maybe, which is making them feel bad. Could be. What's on top? Yeah, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they're figuring some shit out. Can I just keep it simple and say that? Somebody's figuring some shit out about themselves. That's what I said over here. I just think they've gone batshit crazy with it. All right, I showed you the bat already with the crazy eyes, didn't I? There's the crazy eyes right there. I think they're going batshit crazy with it. That's all. They're taking the lesson, which is a really simple lesson that could help them to maybe get better in life and take more chances, including the risk that they obviously see you as, which is why they stayed away. Or, you know, didn't include you too much in their life. It doesn't have to be a love. It could be a friend or family member. It feels very lovey-dovey to me, the energy. But again, take it as it resonates, as the kids like to say. They're taking something that should be a very simple lesson, 2 + 2 is 4, and beating themselves over the head with a club that they didn't know that. Oh my God, I didn't know. Yeah, but you're 5 years old. You're just learning it. It's that kind of a thing. Somebody's learning things for the first time that they maybe should have figured out later, but hey, that happens. You know, there's a lot of core programming in play here. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? 8 of Cups. Somebody feel, it's sort of like what I've been describing to you about judging books by its cover, about quick reads, about, you know, that's my initial impression. Well, your initial impression is usually, I will tell you, the average Joe, their initial impression is usually shit. All right? Most people's initial impression of me, especially security guards at stores, is that I'm going to steal something. That's their initial impression of me. They're way off. I spend most of my life, the last 30 years of my life, in fact, I've spent doing nothing but helping people, right? Being the good guy. You know, I'm not going to steal anything from your store. I don't need to. I'm all right, you know. But that's their initial impression. Why? Because my energy comes off. It's not even what I'm wearing. It doesn't matter. I could be in a 3-piece suit. They'd still think that. Why? Because of my energy. Because of everybody can read surface energy, and that's the problem. That's why we shouldn't judge books by a cover. We shouldn't judge ourselves by our own cover energy either. My energy output is very strong. It's very attractive. People find it suspicious when your energy is attractive, right? Police officers find it suspicious too. I've been stopped on walks 8 times in the time that I've lived here in this neighborhood. A lot of you probably run into the same problem if you have attractive energy. People make the wrong first impression of you, the wrong surface read. This person here feels like they've gotten everything wrong. They're being shown with that sun there for a moment. Just this crazy, through this truth energy that's in their soul. That they've read everything wrong. That they've done it all wrong. They're having a fucking mental breakdown. Okay? They really are. All right. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to describe what's happening here. Why this person might show up. Why this might be somebody you're not even thinking it is. This is old energy. This is old. I don't know. That could mean you've got a lot of past lives with this person, but it could also mean that you just haven't. Steve, this could be Johnny from way back when. It could be. Could be fucking Billy from 4th grade for all I fucking know. Whatever it is, somebody really feeling like they got it wrong. They went the wrong way. And now they want to correct it. I think they might go a little overboard. We'll see. First, let's pull on temperance. Let's pull another layer back. So be careful of your first impressions of people going through life. Most people get them wrong. It's not just about me. I'm using me as an example because I'm a prime example. You know? I mean, I had one girl once accuse me of stealing things. She thought she saw me stealing something. And while we were at checkout and I was doing the bagging, right? Did you enjoy that piece of candy? She said. I said, what? I'm sorry? Excuse me? Did you enjoy that piece of candy? I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Right. You know, it's very aggravating sometimes to have that kind of energy. People don't understand it because most people don't get any attention at all. Their energy is, whatever. You don't even notice them. Think about the people you pass on the street every day. Most of them you don't even notice, do you? You don't. That's their energy. They're just there. They're just a cog in the background. They're moderate to low vibration, and you don't notice them. Anything that's an anomaly from that, there's something suspicious about it. Right. Temperance. Why is it here? Let's see where we're at. Temperance. It's crossed by the Knight of Pentacles. Truth be told, I've never stolen anything a day in my life. I never have. Even as a kid, I never took a lollipop. I always understood energy. I always understood energetic slapback, as I call it. Kids call it karma. I call it energetic slapback. You get spanked for it. Especially me. If you're of high vibration, you get spanked harder. So I don't know if I would call myself high vibration, but my frequency must be high enough that I get spanked pretty good. So whatever it is, I don't know. So keep that in mind if you're a high vibration person, right? And you know what I'm talking about. Be careful. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a stopped energy. They can't feel. They can't think about anything else. There's nothing else they can think about here. Nothing else they can feel. What's on top? King of Wands. Why is that here? The King of Cups. Again, this is a dichotomy here, right? This is the female looks very different from the male. Dichotomy, right? Kind of a thing like that. Like Flem the parrot, Eclectus parrots. The males are green, the females are red, right? Our little mascot here. Well, he's green, right? Although he behaves a lot like a female. But anyway, whatever. I think he just put those green feathers on. Somebody here is seeing this truth that they're looking at is the difference between how they think their life is and how it could have been. How it could have been. Not how it actually is. Not how they think their life is and how it actually is. No, it's much bigger than that. Again, the microscope has been turned up too high. It's what they think their life is, this ego, and what it could have been. That's even more painful. When we see what we could have been. And now, that's why I feel like glimpses of the end here. That's something that often happens to older people when that regret that they feel. They see everything, they play their life back and they go, everything that they could have done. Whoa, man, if I'd have done that, if I'd have had the stones to do that, my life would be completely different. That is very, very painful, right? Even more painful than just seeing what it is. It's deeper to see what it could have been. So they're going very deep, too deep for them to handle. I think they're having an emotional breakdown here. And I think that's why they come to you. Now, all of this somehow benefits you in some way. You're getting a very big manifestation, something the universe couldn't do for you before. You're getting it. As far as the time frame on this reading, I don't know. I mean, it's just a reading with me. It's timeless. I would let this play out. I would say I don't divine that far out. So, I mean, for some of you, it might play out as far out as April, but I mean, it could play out for some of you tomorrow. I have no idea. So, please remember that. I'm not a time lord. I'm not the warlock on the hill, right? I'm just a guy in your store that suspiciously might steal something, apparently. You know, but aside from that, all right, here we go. The star. It's only low vibration people that read it that way, by the way, on the negative. Higher vibrational people, I mean, for every security guard or cop that thinks they need to stop and ask if I live around here, there's a little old lady in a store who's not afraid at all to come up to me and go, "Excuse me, young man, can you get that down for me?" No problem at all. I mean, it's not like they're running from me, like I got, death tattoos on me or something. It's nothing like that, It's only the lower vibrational people, which, kind of scares the crap out of me that I don't think lower vibrational people should be in positions of authority, but hey, that's a topic for another day, Anyway, the star, why is it here? Let's take a look. Okay, why is the star here for my people? That's a big energy. These are two big energies for you that are tied together. I don't think you see this coming. A hermit. Wow. Again, it's really weird. You're getting something. This is the universe's sense of humor. You're getting something you wanted at a time when it's an inconvenient time. It's been coming up, but it is like that. You're sort of in this, when you're not expecting it, we could say, when you want to be alone. It's sort of an energy, what it's talking about here. There's two things it's talking about. One's funny and one's more spiritually. Okay? On the funny side, you get your popcorn, you're ready to sit down and just binge watch your favorite show. Nobody's around, you've taken care of all your business, you sit down with the popcorn, you hit the play button, and then somebody knocks at the door or the phone rings and there they are. It's a bit of a disturbance kind of an energy. I mean, it's just the way it plays out. But one that you chuckle at. You kind of, I knew it. I knew it. As soon as I sat down with fucking popcorn, I knew it. Right? It's like that. The more spiritually aspect of this here, your energy, your growth is what's drawn this person towards you. I don't think you've been in their head constantly. I don't think they've been thinking about you constantly. But I think something has happened recently within your output energy that's brought you to, you're the catalyst for all of this, everything I've been talking about. Your energy is the catalyst for all of this. Okay? That's basically what I'm saying. All right, what's on top? The Five of Wands. Yeah. Somebody here they're not even thinking, they're just taking the leap of faith. It's risky, but they're doing it anyway. The Five of Wands is the weakest energy as these cards reflect back at me as mediums. Why is that here? Yeah, the Ace of Swords. It's a reconciliation. They're coming. Again, I better do it now before these swords fall on my head. It's plain and simple. You've got a reconciliation coming. I think it poses, I'm going to back this back on you because this is your star. I think it poses a bit of a problem for you, like I said. You're kind of scratching your head. You're more annoyed than anything else. For something about this person coming towards you makes you a little bit annoyed. Okay? I don't know what. I don't tell you stories that aren't part of this. That aren't part of the energy. Maybe you feel pretty much the same way I feel when I look out of the corner of my eye and I see some fucker with a little plastic badge following me around like I'm putting shit in my pocket. And I know damn well it's just because they don't understand my energy and their low vibration, right? You kind of feel that same level of annoyed that I feel by that. You're not really going to tell them. You're not going to walk up and go, "I'm sorry, I guess I just must be higher vibration than you. I'm fine. Here's my wallet. You can see there's plenty of cash in it. I won't be stealing anything. Now, would you just get the fuck lost?" No, I don't do that. I'd like to, but I don't. At the end of the day here, this is sort of where you're at. It ties to that popcorn and somebody calls kind of a thing. You're a little bit annoyed by it because you could feel that there's a bit of a difference here. There's a bit of a difference in energy. And I don't know. It's something you wanted a long time ago, and sometimes when that shows up, it annoys you on some level. The only way I can describe it is the same feeling I get with that damn security guard thing. Or when I'm walking and I see the cop car go by and then I see the brake lights go on. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm a middle-aged man on a fucking walk in a neighborhood I've lived in for over a decade. That's the thought that goes through my head. And it's the same thing every fucking time. It's just that feeling of, oh, fucking hell. And you got to be nice because authority can jam your fucking day up if they want to. So you're just nice to them and smile and flip them off in your head after they fucking leave. But it's a bit of that. That's how you feel about this person showing up. It's probably why my initial quick read on this was a negative, right? Something about this annoys you. It's just a little. But there is a shot at reconciliation here. Somebody's telling you a truth. This is our card that segues into this. It's truth. It's Archangel Michael's sword of truth. Somebody's speaking from their soul. That's Archangel Michael. All right? Pay attention. All right. Anyway, my quick read on this was it's negative. This is why that was. This isn't going to be negative. The negative was over here, and these are all tied together because this would segue into communication. I think this is communication for you, and I think it gives you a chance to learn something about yourself on some level. Maybe. But I'm going to find out why this is here. Why is the High Priestess reading his communication here? Okay? Talk to me. Talk to me about it. All right. Fell on the floor. 10 of Swords. You thought this was over. You thought this was done. Out of nowhere, something dead comes back. These two energies together equal, you could look at it as the resurrection energy of judgment. But there's no God source, the universe here helping. It's just sort of it's almost happenstance. That might be why it annoys you. You're busy doing something else. This was done, Steve. This was over. What the fuck is this coming from? All of a sudden, this person wants to get close to me and include me and all this. What is going on? Your energy, that hermit, has raised. You've got the same problem I've got at the damn store. Okay? I mean, or walking. One or the other. You got the same problem I have. What's read with that? 5 Swords. Yeah, again. What's the bridge? The High Priestess on top of the High Priestess. We'll come back to this. The bridging energy is the High Priestess on top of the High Priestess. They're read together. They're bookends. It's unfucking real. It's a victory you didn't want. Can I put it that way? It is positive. It's a victory you didn't want. You're tempted to put 10 swords in it and keep it dead. You're tempted to tell this person off. You're tempted to do exactly what I'm always tempted to do to the damn security guard or the cop. You live around here? Where are you at? Who's looking at my ID? You can see I live around here and still doesn't fucking drive away. Blows my fucking mind. You know. At the end of the day, I mean, seriously, wow. Yeah, I was just planning a bank heist, taking a walk, clear my head, you know. Fucker. Anyway, at the end of the day here, 8 times. 8 fucking times. No fucking lie. It was fucking crazy. Here we go. At the end of the day here, you're tempted to put 10 swords in this. You're tempted to tell this person off. But there's something inside you. Some little voice. Some guide. I don't know. Some little voice. Maybe it's a tumor. I don't know. Something inside you, your instincts, your gut tells you that you should include this person in your life, and I think you do. Crossing this, the reason I say that is it's the sun. This was the card that was crossing over here in your connection. For both of you, this is actually a very happy moment. You're just a little bit annoyed. This is the most positive card I could pull. That's why if my initial read, right, my quick read, I would have picked up on that. Something about it felt negative. I picked up on the annoyed. I picked up on the 10 swords. I picked up on the 5 swords, the false. Oh, it's a negative. I think this coming out of the woodwork, you learn some kind of secret that just pisses you off or something along those lines. It does not. The environmental energy around it is a very, very, arguably the most positive card in the deck. This is something you should hold on to. As much as it might annoy you, as much as it might show up at the wrong time, I get it. I know how it's going to make you feel. It's really annoying. It might even fuck up your whole day if you let it. You know, you got to shut it out and block it down. Shut that down. Shut down, tell the universe, I don't want to feel the negative here. Let me just feel the positive. Because the positive is this person tells you something that makes you feel really good about yourself. Whatever it is they say, whatever it is they confess, it makes you feel fabulous about yourself. It really does. And you want proof? Underneath that sun is 10 cups. It is absolutely fabulous and worth giving to the Six of Pentacles. Very positive in the environmental energy, and all of that is communication. Through something they say. It does, for some reason, though, annoy you that it shows up. Probably because your energies are very different. This person is figuring out the difference between what their life is and what it could have been, which puts them in sort of a wobbly, googly-eyed kind of energy. You already know what your life could have been, and you've taken steps to make it what it could have been, or you're in the process of. You're in a different place. You're past where they're at. Okay? All right? I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. We'll see what else the universe wants to tell you. I'm going to go pull some wicked voodoo on this because I want to know what they have to tell you. That makes you so goddamn happy. That does something. It lights something up inside you. I don't know what it is, but I also want to see who the fuck is this person. All right? I want to see who this person is. And I also want to pull on the Hermit. I'm going to open by pulling on you. I want to get your energy because I think somehow, some way, your frequency has gone up recently. I say recently. It could be a couple of months ago. I don't know. But something's happened that's raised your frequency. All right? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Some of you. It can't be all of you, of course. But you would see evidence of this. You would all of a sudden, people say hi to you for no reason. Your energy would have become attractive in some way, which it's not always good. To higher vibrational people or people close to your vibration, it's a wonderful thing. It really is. To lower vibrational people, you're something to be suspicious of, right? That energy works well, I found when I was younger, right? In my early 20s, going around trying to bang chicks, things like that, right? Dating, all that kind of stuff. It worked well because even if the girl was lower vibration, especially if the girl was lower vibration, that energy is suspicious. My energy makes me look like, even though I was just a science nerd, to be honest with you, it made me feel like the bad boy. It made me feel like somebody that daddy wouldn't like. And whenever you've got that in your early 20s, you're humping your way through your town. End of story. If daddy would hate you, you're in. Right? So it works to your advantage sometimes. If you're one of my younger viewers, hey, use it, work it, have fun. Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, right now, this is what it is. What else does the universe want to tell you? It does. Energy is fun. If you break it down and you think about it, if you understand how energy works, the 3D is a joke. You could just go through. You could just figure people out. You can use it to your advantage. But sometimes it's just annoying. And this is one of those cases for you. It is, in a way. But if you could put that down for a minute, there's something great here. The King of Wands, there's Judgment. I talked about it. I said these two energies together kind of equal God's source, the universe itself. The resurrection energy of the Judgment card. Here's Judgment right there. What's red with the King of Wands? The 9 of Pentacles. And here's the Chariot. For some of you, I don't know if this is this person in this reading or if it's a separate energy. Take it as it resonates, as the kids like to say. For some of you, this is a King of Wands, a Burger King, that you've probably been watching tarot readings about, that's gotten single, that's going to be single, that's going to be available, it's going to be on board, on the same page as you. Now, they don't have to have been in a relationship. If they were, they're about to get freed up. Be careful on that. It could just mean that their spouse or whatever is going away on a trip, right? And they're home alone and they invite you over. So keep that in mind, and also keep in mind that sometimes people come home early from trips. So, sleep softly. But either way, if this person's single or whatever, it's just somebody who's normally very selfish on the same page as you. And they are determined to come back, to resurrect something. It could be just a continuation of this reading. I don't think it is. I think this is a separate person, and it's for maybe half of you. Okay, all right. It's just a separate message. It doesn't feel like the same energy as this person. This person's very determined, very confident, very cocky. They're still a king of wands, right? They just freed up for the moment. They're on the same page as you for the moment. And they want to spark things back up again. This could be a booty call you've had. You've got a soul connection with them. I don't know. It might be a little bit annoying to you. They might have hurt you in the past. They might be a runner. They could be. But they're not a runner in this energy, right? Okay? So keep that in mind. Do with it what you will. I don't know. But they come out, they go out as fast as they came in, the Knight of Swords, right? They're bringing you a message that changes your relationship. Either, you know what, I kind of see things your way. They're telling you what you want to hear. I'm single. I see things your way. I this, I that, right? Remember what I said. They might not be single. They might be lying. They could be just their person's on vacation, right? See, she gone. Look, all her stuff is gone. Then they just hid it all in a corner, you know, and all that kind of thing. It could be. I'm a little suspicious of that energy. Just a little bit. It feels very low vibration to me. Anyway, do what you want to do with it, but don't be surprised if a lot of things, besides what I've pulled on here, get resurrected in this energy. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description, I'm sure. All right? Very interesting. Let's pull on this connection here. Maybe we'll pull on that too. We'll see. All right, good luck.